What's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in on PoGo City Radio. I'm your host, Andrew Bedlam. We got a special show today. Ricardo from the Broken Cups calling in. Here they are now.
Nothing knocked out, but I got back up. The number of the Dutch has got the bad times. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west. And today was not a good one, then tomorrow is another day. Never give up the fight. Fight, fight, never stop fighting. This is your life. Never give up the fight. Fight, fight, never stop fighting. This is your life. Every sunrise you get another chance. It's not easy, it's not fair, but you still got time. Create the life you wanna live, the universe one side. Even through the dark times I held my head up high. Never give up the fight. Fight, fight, never stop fighting. This is your life. Never give up the fight. Fight, fight, never stop fighting. This is your life. I've been knocked down, but I got back up. The number of the good times comes with all bad times. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west. And today was not a good one, then tomorrow is another day. Never give up the fight. Fight, fight, never stop fighting. This is your life. Never give up the fight. Fight, fight, never stop fighting. This is your life. Never give up the fight. Fight, fight, never stop fighting. This is your life. Never give up the fight. Fight, fight, never stop fighting. This is your life. This is your life.
All right, that was new from the Broken Cuffs coming out of California. This is PoGo City Radio. I am Andrew Bedlam. He is $4
What is up,
Sean.
PoGo City Radio. We got a good one today.
Absolutely. We got the singer from that last band there, the Broken Cuffs, Ricardo. We're going to be calling him in just 2 seconds, and he's here to promote the new album and some upcoming East Coast dates they have going on. But if this is the first time you're watching the show, this is PoGo City Radio. We play a lot of local bands and underground DIY punk bands and promote shows, as well as we got a couple albums in the works, but we'll be talking more about that later. Why don't we see if we can get Ricardo on the phone right away? Let me bring up his number here. Give him a call. It's like noon where he is, and let's see if we can talk to him.
Hello, hello.
Hey, man, it's Andrew and Sean. You're on the air. What's up, Ricardo?
Oh, yeah, man. How's it going, guys?
Great, great. How are you?
What's up, Ricardo?
Very good. I'm super stoked to be finally putting some of our music out there for the world to listen to.
Absolutely.
There's only a couple of people that have heard some of these songs that you guys are about to play. And I mean, a couple of people, like our girlfriends and like one of our best friends, he's like, hey, send me some tracks. And I was like, bro, it comes out in a week. Just hang tight. But he's like, no, I want to hear it so I can sing it at your next show. So there's only like one other guy that's heard this stuff so far.
Well, absolutely. It was awesome, man. We just opened the show with the first track on the album, Fight. Liked that one a lot. We're going to be playing a couple more sporadically through the show a little later.
Thank
but
you.
right now, in the beginning, we just want to chit-chat with you a bunch. We appreciate you coming on, and not just coming on. We know how much you support the show and how much, like, street work you do for us and promoting and talking about us, and we really appreciate everything you do. And we love the band. We love the new video, and we appreciate
you.
your support and the music, man.
Yes, thank you,
Well,
Ricardo.
I mean, back at you, man. I'm going to speak on behalf of the band and myself. We really, really, really appreciate how often you play our music on there, and you guys have definitely treated us really well. And I was super stoked to meet you guys a couple of years ago, like in Florida.
In Florida,
I forget what
that
it's
was a
called.
good time.
We Are the Punks. I wish we could have hung out a little bit more, but looks like we're coming out in that direction, and hopefully we see all of you there, and we get to hang out a little bit longer, more than just a couple hours this time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're playing that show together November 12th at the
Yep.
Fire in Philly with Moose Knuckle from Boston, plus some more. 21 plus to get in. It's a bar. It starts at either 8 or 9 p.m. There's going to be a few more bands on there, or 7 p.m., excuse me, at the Fire, November 12th. But you guys got some other East Coast dates besides that, too. Where else you had it?
Yeah, well, I was gonna say it's 21 plus to get in, or 22 and over to talk to Renee.
Yeah, she might be able to get you in the back door.
I heard that shit. Your last episode with Renee Blanx and shit. That's hilarious. You should put it on the flyer if you get to it.
I'll
Either
see.
22 and over to talk to Renee.
Yeah, she
And
might.
that's
She might
probably pretty
stab
old
me.
for her, huh?
She might stab me if I do that. She'll be like, Andrew, you've got to stop talking about me on that fucking show.
It's all right, man, because then now you have a story to tell and a song to write.
Yes. But where are the other dates? You playing in New York, right?
Sorry?
Where are the other dates when you come out east? You playing with in New York, right?
What are the other dates you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, it's just, I'm having trouble hearing it. It's like you're really, really far away from the
Sorry,
phone.
I'll have
but
to hold the.
yeah. So we're coming out there for just a quick little run. We're going to be doing Philly on a Friday, November 12th, and then November 13th, the plan is to do a matinee show in New Jersey, and then later on that same night, November 13th, go over to New York. Location to be announced, bands to be announced, but I'm really hoping that one side is able to follow us the whole way through and
I'm
do open
hoping
shows
so.
with us.
I'm hoping so, man. We really appreciate the offer. We're definitely on that November 12th date. I'm trying to get us on the 13th. But let's talk about the new record. So how long you guys been, what is it called, first of all, the new record? The new CD. It'll be out on LP
This is going to
soon,
be
right?
a self-titled record. Our first one, we did a 5-song EP titled These Boots. And we waited 5 years in between records, which I'm embarrassed of that. We were well overdue for a new one. But it's just what happens like with our drummers kind of coming and going with our original drummer, and also us gigging pretty much every weekend for a while. It never really allowed us time to just sit down as a band and write new material and schedule studio time, because we used to live 4 hours apart. I used to live 4 hours up the coast of California. A couple of the guys lived in Long Beach, so that's like 6 hours from where I was. But we would always usually meet down in Palmdale, where we're based out of. I was originally from Palmdale, and so the band is based out of Palmdale, and we would usually meet there. Occasionally, we would practice a 30-minute set, and then we would drive down to LA and play the show. But it was always just pick up and go. And I'm the kind of guy that never likes to turn down a show. If anyone is kind enough to ask us to play, the answer from me is always yes. What day? I don't care. Yes. What time? I don't care. Is there pay? No pay? I don't care. We're going to do it. If there's a platform for us to be able to go out there, play our tunes, speak our mind, we're going to do it. And for the longest time, that's just kind of what it was like. I would drive 4 hours each way, but I would normally make a weekend out of it. So I'd come down to Palmdale, play a gig, and then wake up really early in the morning, go surf at Venice Beach, Santa Monica, and then go play another show on that Saturday, and then I would just return back home on a Sunday. And so this album is super overdue, but I'm glad we finally were able to take some time during COVID and the pandemic. We played 0 shows. That was my deal with the band guys. I said, hey, we're not going to play a single show until we at least start getting into the studio and start tracking a song or two.
Well, at least,
I know once those are down, we're not going to just not finish the recording. So we'll start booking shows after we schedule some sort of studio time. And I said, I don't need it to be done, but let's just record something. And so that was the deal. And we knew that we'd be in the studio in August. So we started booking things out for September, October, November, December. And turns out that we went into the studio, and in 2 days we completed a 12-track album, which is what's going to be coming out this
That's
Friday,
awesome.
October 1st.
Yeah, where'd you guys record it?
We recorded in San Fernando Valley at our friend's studio called Memphis Street Studios. It's a really good friend of ours. He's the guitarist for the band The Hard Knocks. It's an oi band out of LA, and he records The Hard Knocks. He records other projects like Vis Virus, which is, if you guys know Perry from the Templars.
Yeah.
It's this other side project. It's a side project with some other guys from The Hard Knocks. They record there, and it's all just a bunch of friends. And for the longest time, he would say, whenever you're ready, I'd like to record you guys. You know, he's like, let me do this next record for you guys. And even though it's just a front studio out of his, you know, he's got a really nice studio in his house, but the quality for us, we couldn't have asked for anything better. It was just like, holy shit, we're listening to it before post-production, and we're like, that sounds amazing. Like, I love it. I couldn't ask for any better quality than that. And I mean, it's a punk band at the end of the day, but it's still, the quality is fucking, at least to me, it sounds super clean, and I love it.
Oh, I completely agree, man. I was going to say the same thing. The mix sounds great, and I think punk mixes should sound great. I think when the music gets even more simplified as it does in punk rock, your tone is even more important. You know what I mean? If we're really going to knock down the songs to their bare bones and rhythm, it's like we really should be trying to have that good sound, especially nowadays. It's so simple to get shit out there with the internet and minimal gear, and it's like I would imagine you guys are really taking your time and digitally writing, diligently writing, going 5 years in between releases. So what is your regular writing process, Ricardo?
What's your question there, Andrew?
What is your
I
regular
could barely hear you.
process? Sorry, what's your regular process for writing new material?
For writing material, you know what? It just kind of comes sporadically. Like, I've told my girlfriend sometimes, like, hey, I'm going to take this weekend off, and I'm just going to lock myself in the room and write some shit. And it just doesn't happen. Like, nothing comes to mind. It just kind of, sometimes I get inspiration in the weirdest places of all. And if I have an idea or like a rhythm or like a hook to a song, I'll just write a note on my phone, or I'll record that little guitar riff. Then later on, eventually, when I come back around to it, I'm like, oh, I can now write the other 3 verses based on that one chorus, things like that. But yeah, sometimes it's just like I gotta be in the mood for it, because when I have tried to like lock myself in a room and just write lyrics to a new song, it's like sometimes some of the music that we write, it's kind of angry or like things with issues, and as funny as it sounds, it's like I gotta go to that dark place, and it's hard to come out of it. So yeah, it's like writing is kind of hard for me to do lyrically. Music, I can write, you know, fucking 6, 7, 10 songs by today if I need to, but the lyrics, it's just kind of, I take my time with it, and sometimes I pull inspiration depending on what happens in our life, because most of the stuff is just day-to-day life. You know, it's street punk, and it's just stuff that happens to us day-to-day. There's a new song here called Murphy's Law, and it's just kind of like, it's just shit that happens to me, like Murphy's Law, and the chorus goes, my name should have been Murphy, because like, what the fuck, man? Everything like that can go wrong definitely will. And
I hear you.
I just wrote that shit. I was driving behind a semi truck. I got a crack in my windshield because the truck threw a rock at my windshield, and my window cracked. I got it replaced a week later, and guess what? Same shit happened.
Happened again.
Another car on the freeway threw a rock and cracked my windshield. I was like, my name should have been Murphy. And I was just kind of fucking around with the tune, and then it became a song.
Clever, clever. So how did the band come to be in general? How long you guys been together now?
Well, we first started out when we were all in high school, probably the same as you. We were 16, 17 years of age, 33 now, and back in like 2005, we just a bunch of punks at our school. We said, hey, let's start a band together, because we all like the same kind of music and shit. And originally I was on guitar, and I went to high school with our original singer, and we did that really well for about 2 years. You know, we were all in high school. We got all the time in the world. We don't have jobs yet, but we kind of got a good buzz really quickly, where just a few months out, we were opening up for bands like The Casualties, Total Chaos. And then we got a really lucky opportunity to play with the band Blitz from the UK. And
That's
turns out that was actually their last tour, because a few days later, they rolled their van or something, and one of the last original members died. And
sad, yeah.
We were able to play with really cool bands like The Havoc, who's just making their return again. They just did a reunion. And
yeah, we had them on the
cool
show.
Back then.
We had the Havoc on the show recently, yeah.
I watched that too, yep. They just released a new music video, and it's fucking fire, man.
So who shot your new video? Because your music video is pretty badass too.
Oh, thanks a lot. And then that was just a group of friends too, because we were getting comments of like, oh, so you guys are so punk rock that you have all this money to shoot this high production video. But I was like, you know what, motherfucker? The most expensive part of that video was the smoke grenades, and those were just like $10 each.
Yeah. Real high budget. Hey,
It was
you got a
just
lot of background noise going on. You got a Halloween decoration by you or something?
I'm sorry. You know what? That's my rooster, man. I'm outside with the chickens. I do have a chicken farm, like you guys were
We
talking
were
about
talking
yesterday.
about it with Renee. We were talking about that.
I was gonna bring that up actually. I was gonna ask you about.
See, there he is. He's crowing.
chicken
But here,
farming.
let me try and go somewhere else.
Yeah,
'Cause he's
we'll
gonna
have
be
to,
crowing
yeah,
the whole time
we're
he's showing
interviewing.
up.
He just wants to be part of the show too. You know what I mean? He's out there trying to yell
Exactly.
oi or some shit.
He's a little miniature rooster. He's only about 6 inches tall, and I'm not exaggerating, but he thinks he's the shit. He's got his chest out and everything, but he takes care of his women. If a hawk flies by, he tells them to run inside and hide. So
There you
we
go.
appreciate him.
Takes care of
Yeah,
the
here,
women.
let me go somewhere else because
Yeah.
he's gonna be crowing all.
Yeah,
this
no
whole time.
problem. I literally thought like you had some like Halloween decoration,
A
like with
Halloween
a witch
decoration?
that was like screeching at you. Because out in front of my
Right,
house,
no,
I
I
have
get it.
this giant spider that
Yep.
attacks people as they walk up to
Yep.
my house. It's
That
ridiculous.
thing,
Oh, yeah,
that
good
thing
sensor.
fucking gave me a fucking
Yeah, no, he's a
heart
little shit.
attack. The first
I love
time
him. His name's Freckles.
I popped up, I was like, oh shit.
All right,
I was
came
not
somewhere a little
expecting
quiet.
that.
Hopefully this works out.
So what were we talking about? How the band originated. So how did you guys? So you
Yeah,
started
so
out
that's
in
how it
high
originated, and then after a couple years, we all just kind of started getting full-time jobs and girlfriends, and we just kind of didn't have that much time to be playing in bands anymore. We would still go to shows and punk shows all the time, but when you're in a band, we used to practice a couple times a week, and then it went to, hey, we're going to practice every 3 months because I worked that day, and oh, you worked this day. So it didn't work out. Our schedules weren't lining up. I stepped out of the band. The guys tried to keep going without me because I was only on lead guitar back then. And then after a couple months, they just said, it's just not working out. We're going to call it quits. And that went on for about 9 years where we were just like, well, you know, we had a fucking sick-ass time. If it all ends there, we have really good memories. And we went 9 years without playing any music at all. We would still go to punk shows all the time, but we were just kind of not really looking to play music anymore because we were just too busy. Our singer joined the military, so he was gone all the time, and that's why we're 9 years. My cousin, which is one of the original members too, he called me. He's like, hey, let's get the band back together. Are you up for it? And I was like, let's fucking do it. But then our singer couldn't do it because he's in the military, and then he goes, well, I don't know my schedule until the first of the month every month, and I can't commit to a show that's 3 months out. I don't know if I can do it or not. So he's like, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. He canceled on us the day before, like, our reunion show. It had been promoted. We were playing with Evacuate,
It's the worst.
Virus's other band.
Yeah.
The return of Broken Cuts, and then he fucking calls you the night before. He's like, I can't come to the show tomorrow. What the fuck? So then the guy said, Ricardo, you're going to jump on vocals. Cover for him. I was like,
Nice.
I'm not a singer. I don't want to be the lead singer of a band. I just want to play my guitar and fuck off with the vocals. But I covered for him. And that night, people were like, hey, this is it. You're the new singer.
Absolutely.
Looking for someone
the
else.
rest is
You're going to stay on
history.
vocals.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. Now
and so it just stayed that way since.
I gotta ask you. We were
Sorry, go
talking
ahead.
about the video. Now I don't know how much of a gearhead you are, but I'm a total gearhead, and you're rocking that Telecaster, and that's what I play. So can you? So what made you
Oh,
go
yeah.
about getting a Telecaster? How'd you go about picking out that Fender there?
Well, prior to that, I used to always play on a Stratocaster. Like my very first guitar was always a Telecaster, and it was just a Squire. So it wasn't nothing fancy like that.
As is mine.
And, you know, a few years later, I got like a limited edition Squire that, you know, it's like a mid-range, like $500 guitar. And that's what I always played. And then about 4 years ago, my car got broken into and they stole my guitar and my amplifier.
Shit.
And then I was like, well, this sucks, but I guess it's time to get a little upgrade and get what I've always wanted. And just from me going to like Guitar Center and jamming out to the guitars I have on the wall, I really like the feel of a Telecaster.
Yeah,
And that particular color too, it's like a shiny seafoam green. You know, I got it, and then the guys go, why didn't you get something like black or white? Like, you know, and I was like, motherfucker, everyone has that. This is different.
Yep.
Seafoam green, and we play punk rock, and it's okay that it looks cute. So I said, kind of like Johnny Cash, The Boy Named Sue.
Yeah.
It's like I'm playing on this really cute guitar, but our sound's pretty fucking heavy, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Well,
dude. I fucking love it,
Not
man.
compared to other bands, but You know what I'm saying?
No, I love it, man. You know me, I got that creamsicle orange fucking jazz bass, and I got that like scarlet sparkle Telecaster. I like loud things. I do have the white bass 6, but that's because I hated the other two colors, and the white's a little bit more rare and discontinued. So, and I kind of thought, even though it's a bass 6, not a 6-string bass, it's very my bass 6 is very Johnny Ramone-esque. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like a white Jaguar body, and he didn't play the Jaguar, but it had like that shape to it, and it's that white with the pick guard, and it just really harkens back to Johnny Ramone for me. But after I only had the thing for like a week, and it's already like over a decade old, but I only had the thing for like a week, and I'm putting it in the case, and I'm taking apart a mic stand, getting ready to go to a show, and it falls apart in my hands. And even though it was in the case was open, and part of the metal stand fell from like 4 feet in the air and gouged the front of the body, dude. I wanted to rip out my fucking hair. I have never put a sticker on one of my instruments that now has a PoGo sticker on it, because there is a giant crater in the body, and I want to rip out my fucking hair. But yeah, man, we're really excited. Real excited you took the time to come on. And I mean, just the fact that you really keeping punk alive, trucking along. You know, I mean, I even remember you telling me stories. Weren't you having to go to like Nevada or something to practice for a while too?
Yeah, because our current drummer lives in Las Vegas. So that's about a 3.5-hour drive from Palmdale, where I'm back in Palmdale now.
You hanging out with Afro Man?
Like right at the start of COVID. And either he drives here sometimes, or we'll do him a solid, and both me and my bassist, we get a car and we drive out to Vegas. But it's not such a bad trade-off, because we go to Las Vegas. You know what I mean? We go to band practice for 2 hours, and then we're free for the rest of the day. We go to the Strip. We'll get some beers at all kinds of bars, and it's a fucking like little mini vacation, even though we're there for band practice.
That's
so
really
it works out.
cool, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would love
man.
to do something like that. That's crazy.
Yeah, dude, but it really just shows you're putting in the work, and it's really paying off. You know what I mean? I see you guys on all these great flyers and great shows. When is the LP supposed to come out? Do you guys have a date yet, or is it still being pressed? What's the deal with the vinyl version?
The vinyl, so we're kind of just shopping around for labels, not because we want to be on a record label, but we would just love the distribution. And we're just kind of trying to think of who do we want to be on before we just go and, you know, settle for the first person coming saying, hey, I want to print your vinyl, as much as we appreciate it. You know what I mean? So we're kind of taking our time with it, and especially because it's going to be 9 months to a year to put out a 12-inch.
Yep.
We say, well, fuck that. Let's just make a batch of CDs. We'll start out with 100, and I just want to get it out to the world.
Absolutely. Now,
Our shit's always DIY.
Where can people get the new CD?
Sorry?
Where can people get the new album? Where can they buy it?
So right now, you can go over to our Etsy shop. It's etsy.com/shop/broken cuffs, and you can pre-order a copy. I'm going to be mailing a bunch of them out today, the people that pre-ordered. The album will be available at all of our shows for now, and it'll be on digital shortly after. So it's not coming out on digital this Friday, but in the next few weeks to follow, it'll be everywhere, like on Spotify, Bandcamp, iTunes, you name it.
All right, now
it's always DIY, so we always just want to get it out ASAP. I'm not the kind of guy that likes to wait on shit. Like album design, I did it. Everything. It's just, let's just do it and get it out, available to people.
I completely agree, man. I completely agree. What we'll do, we're live right now, but when the podcast goes up and all that, I'll include a link in the description section for the listeners so they can click it and order it from you. But yeah, man, you're just really laying out the blueprint for some other kids to just follow in your footsteps, because that's basically the same way Pogo City is going about putting out our stuff. It's really just getting out there, writing the songs, doing the work, playing the shows, promoting it, being out there, making connections, and getting it out to the people. You know what I mean? You just got to put in that work, have that dedication. You're on here talking about how many hours driving back and forth between states you're doing. You know what I mean? But it's really paying off. You're playing these great shows. You're coming out east, playing Philly, New York, New Jersey. Got the LP on the way. And we got a bunch more tracks we're going to spin from it during this show, but I think we're going to have to end this portion of the interview for now. We really appreciate it, man. And as I said, I got to talk to you about some stuff a little later that the listeners will hopefully find out in the future, but they can't hear about just
Thanks
yet.
a lot. Yeah, he's going to cut the interview short because Ricardo likes to talk way too much. I'm sorry, guys.
No.
fine,
They
man.
just can't hear about it yet. But yes,
I think
hopefully.
people are going to probably turn this shit off because they're going to be like, well, where the fuck is the punk rock? Why is this guy talking forever? But yeah, I'll just let you guys go. We have a few shows coming up next weekend. We just got confirmed to play with the Drowns and Antagonizers next Thursday in Pomona. And then Friday we'll be playing our hometown Palmville. So that's when most of our friends in Palmville will be able to pick up the record there. And then Saturday we'll be playing in Fresno Punk Invasion. And that's going to be a shitload of fun. It's got bands like MDC and Resilience and a bunch of others, Broken Cuffs. Find our Instagram page at Broken Cuffs, MySpace, Napster, and all that shit.
MySpace.
Just kidding.
Bring it back.
Just kidding. It's only on Instagram and YouTube, Spotify.
Awesome, man. Thanks for calling in. I'll be talking to you a little later, man. We appreciate it. Tell everybody we said
Thank you
what's
guys
up.
so much. I hope
Thanks
you
a
enjoy
lot,
the rest of
Ricardo.
the tracks,
See you
guys.
later, man.
Yeah,
Have a
man.
good one.
See ya. All right,
Cheers,
people.
Sean.
Cheers. We
Cheers.
are going to get to another new Broken Cuffs track off the self-titled album. And here is another track from the Broken Cuffs. Quarantine up next.
Got some work from work with nothing to do. Gonna pick up my guitar and do with this song. No school, no work. No school, no work. No cure, no hope. No cure, no hope. No school, no work. No school, no work. No cure, no hope. No cure, no hope. Pandemic on the rise. I'm in self-quarantine. Nothing's left at the store. Gotta change up my routine. No school, no work. No school, no work. No cure, no hope. No cure, no hope. No school, no work. No school, no work. No cure, no hope. No cure, no hope. No vacation anymore. Gonna have to save my dough. Do I still have a job? Should I even care? No school, no work. No school, no work. No cure, no hope. No cure, no hope. No school, no work. No school, no work. No cure, no hope. No cure, no hope. No school, no work. No school, no work. No cure, no hope. No cure, no hope. No school, no work. No school, no work. No cure, no hope. No cure, no hope.
All right, that was new from the Broken
More
Cuffs
technical difficulties.
LP, but they're not going to see it because if they go to pogocity.stream, they'll hear the podcast, and we're going to cut out all those little interruptions. And if they go to YouTube, they'll be able to catch the full video also with those little interruptions cut out. So it's fine. The mass of the people, our live show, really not that big. The podcast, however, we got plenty of listeners there, and they're going to hear it fine. They've heard a bunch of Broken Cuffs songs, and we got a few more Broken Cuffs to play. So what it is, Ricardo sent me a bunch of MP3s. I think he sent me the whole album, and I downloaded a bunch of the tracks. But for some reason, when I click play, they don't start playing. So what you guys should really do is, like I said, if you're live, go check out the podcast, which will be up about an hour after this live show ends. It'll be over at pogocity.stream. It'll also be on iTunes and Spotify. It'll have a bunch of the Broken Cuffs new tracks and the interview. And why don't we try and get to another new track from this album. Go to their social media pages on Instagram at Broken Cuffs and go order it. We're trying to get to the third track on the album with Riots. Broken Cuffs again on Pogo City Radio.
How many more will it take to stand up and make a difference today? Another life, another soul with no chance to grow. There's gotta be another way. Riots on the streets. Riots on TV. Riots, all I see, destroying you and me. I see no color, what the fuck do you see? I don't understand you, you just wanna see them bleed. Arriving in riot gear, making people disappear, provoking anger, fear, and hate. Riots on the streets. Riots on TV. Riots, all I see, destroying you and me. Protest, take a knee, violence, poverty, liberty, almost gone, justice, unresolved. Protest, take a knee, violence, poverty, liberty, almost gone, justice, unresolved. Riots on the streets. Riots on TV. Riots, all I see, destroying you and me. Riots on the streets. Riots on TV. Riots, all I see, destroying you and me.
New from the Broken Cuffs with Riots. I see in the live section, in the live comment section there, a couple of people missing the interview. Like we said, go over to pogocity.stream. You can catch it in its entirety. It'll also be available on the YouTube. And yeah, don't forget, guys, go over to pogocity.shop and you can pre-order the new split 7-inch from Pogo City Records, the Parasitics and One-Sided Take the Streets split 7-inch
Phone is disconnected.
on pink and yellow splattered vinyl. That was part of the sound issues, that we were still in Bluetooth on the phone, and that was part of the sound issues now that we figured that out. But yeah,
Now
go
that
to
we know.
pogocity.shop, pre-order the album there. It's a limited run, pink and yellow splattered vinyl. You guys can get album art with on the t-shirts and hoodies as well. That hasn't been released yet, but it's going to be released tonight. I'll have the artwork tonight. Maybe I'll release it tomorrow. But go to Pogo City Radio's social media pages, and One-Sided will be sharing the artwork, and you guys will be able to see what's coming on the shirts and the hoodies. Like I said, the records are $10, and if you order one from pogocity.shop, you can get a discount on the hoodie and the merch. And for all you DIY punk distros out there, we got some bulk order options on that same site. So just go to pogocity.shop. You could buy one, you could buy 50, you could buy a shirt, a hoodie, and you'll get the new tracks from the Parasitics and One-Sided. But we're going to get to a Charged Records release up next, a request from Sean. Here's Antidote with Let's Get Drunk.
Pogo City Radio.
Let's get drunk.
Antidote right there. I had that on picture disc.
I have that album on picture disc too.
I used to.
My
I no
Life.
longer. Yeah.
Yeah,
My
I
Life.
have that on picture disc.
Now, Charged Records, back at it again, putting out the latest installment of the Punks Unite comps with Boulevard Trash. Real happy to see those comps back around. That was one of my favorite releases of last year. I'm pretty sure the year anniversary of it coming out just happened. But, real great album. That shit sold out, like, instantly. Did you get that one on vinyl?
I did not get that one.
Ooh, you
I
missed out there.
I
I got some type of weird splatter. I forget what it looks like, but definitely worth getting. And they'll be repressing it. Now, we were just talking about Charged Records with that Antidote release, getting to another one of our high school favorites. Again, talking about some punk core records. Another one requested by Sean, coming off the first LP.
And they just played with the Broken Cuffs
At where?
in San Diego.
There you go. Here is Defiance with You Got It All Wrong. Up next.
PoGo City Radio.
I am rock and roll. Fucking wrong. They won't get me like
little Portland punks for you, Defiance on Pogo City Radio. You got it all wrong.
Off No Future, No Hope. I feel like that album and anything by Mark Unseen had the biggest impact on you in high school.
Yes, it
Yes,
did.
yes,
I still
you-
have a global threat and Defiance painted on my jacket.
As you should. As you should. But we're going to be getting out of here soon. I mean, hope you guys got to check out the last live gig at the Caddy Club that Houston and Walt with True Blue Productions put on. A lot of fun. They got another show coming up in a few weeks. I don't have it in front of me, but look out for more shows at the Caddy Club. One-sided, played there with the Parasitics last weekend, and like I said, you can pre-order the new split 7-inch on pink and yellowed splattered vinyl over at pogocity.shop. We're going to leave you guys with a track from that release, one of the one-sided tracks. But before we do, reminding you, if you missed any portion of this live show, go over to the YouTube, check out the interview in its entirety with Ricardo, and better quality as well. Also available in podcast form on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, all them shits.
Yeah.
All them shits. We hope to see you at the 2 upcoming shows. October 22nd, the Halloween show, Night of the Living Pogo 2 at Area 81 with the OC Rippers, Houston and the Dirty Rats. One-sided Diamond Dogs, Spiky Tops, and Vengeance. And don't forget about that November 12th show with Ricardo and the Broken Cuffs, one-sided too, as well as Moose Knuckle from Boston. That's in Philly at the Fire, November 12th at 7 p.m. Can't wait for that. Getting out of here with One-Sided. Thanks for checking out the show, everybody. Here's Locked Up. See you next time. All right, people, remember you can pre-order that record now at pogocity.shop. Thanks for hanging out with us. See ya next time.
Party's over.
Pogo City Radio.
All right. So now we gotta stop and save.